All right, so I've had some time to reflect on this and kind of think about, the Fantasy Football Expo. Like, a lot of hype and expectations around this event, right? I think, the squad needed to face the adversity that came for us this year in a way. Like, we got a lot of guys, I think this is a lot of entitlement. I think in life you deal with this shit, but especially at shit based on last year. Like, look, man, we had a lot of good things happen last year. We had a lot of just talented people come and just kind of take over the area and just do things that you normally don't see people do. But in South Harmon, that type of stuff happens. So everyone just expects it to be the same exact replication next year. And look, we had a great season, a great week, I'd say. Definitely some up and down moments and a lot of, questionable, let's call it, like, we gotta figure out what the hell's going on in recruiting. We'll get into that in a little bit. But like, as a whole, right, like Fizz and the Dez thing last year kind of took over the show.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm with my guys, South Harmon Podcast, greatest fantasy show online right now.
I'm gonna check it out.
I do the intros for them. So it's like a whole movie. We got a 3-minute video and all that. So in the new one I got, you in it. So you definitely gotta check that one out.
I gotta check it out.
South Harmon, we here, we ain't going nowhere every year.
But like, we had a whole bunch of guys, I think, that thought they were gonna just walk in here, everything's gonna be good, kind of go through the motions and warm-ups, just get ready, kind of walk through, half-ass sluggish routes and all that, win by 21, pass the sticks, game's over. Like, just kind of expected that type of dominance. And like, I get it, but you can't come out here lollygagging like that. And honestly, we kind of needed that little wake-up call. We had Mike, flight delayed, didn't get in until after 1 o'clock on Monday. We had the cameraman that we were supposed to have, Guzman. I don't even know if at this point he even follows the brand anymore. He might be just like, it's just not meant to be. Misses his flight on Monday. And listen, this is one of the few things we talk about at South Harmon early, right? We talk about how to wake up. We talk about set your alarm, right? We talk about, make sure you're drinking alcohol enough so that your body's ready to go. Like in the morning, if you got a little bit of a hangover, right? Grab a rebound, just go right back to it. Hair the dog, right? Like the simple things. And then also, like, you are going to get on a plane, you check in on the phone. Like, that's one of the 3 main staples at South Harmon. You just hit the check-in button. He gets there, hasn't hit the check-in button, and in an hour, that ticket doesn't exist anymore. So he's at the airplane without a way to get on the airplane, and RIP. Speaking of which, RIP, we don't have Rip back. And
I'm so scared.
it's a lot that we had to go through, so we don't even have a cameraman. I have to go to New York. At this point, like, the morale of the group was high. My flight on the way back gets canceled.
They doubted us.
We had a lot of things go awry, and we kind of had to learn how to pivot on the fly. And I think, though, in that, we're going to have to play at a higher level, despite the fact that our talent, we had some, listen, man, we just had some 0 stars. And I think about that, like, you can't, 1 star, we can't get a 1 star. Like, look, they're a star of mine. Like, they're a star in my heart, but they can't get a star on paper. Like, oh man, I don't even know who's recruiting. Because here's the thing, when you really start breaking it down, I mean, we went out of our way. Like, we wanted to make sure we sealed this deal up, kind of probably a little bit overspent before we kind of went ham at the expo with the budget. We're gonna have to talk to Koopa. We're gonna have to talk to, I don't even know. We got to figure that out later. But like, I think we got ATM'd on the trade with this whole negotiation, Maddie and Cody. Like, I know Cody's name was on it somewhere, but I'm not sure that he was actually like part of the deal as a real entity or a player. Yeah, he didn't show up and didn't. I like him. He's my dog. I hope he's out there wanting to be a part of the squad. But then, like, okay, now you got Maddie. All right, so at least get half the deal minimum. And Maddie, like, let's just call it what it is. Maddie is not a rookie. I don't know why they do this. It's like Van Wilder. Like, stop acting like stop putting him as a rookie on the card when this dude is Van Wilder. He has been in school for all this time. Stop making this sound like that, because you just won't make him graduate. Like, you just won't help him, try to find that next gear in life. And honestly, we just like, okay, we'll bring him into shit. Like, it's gonna be a match made in heaven. He kind of get in here, kind of give that Bostonian, like, aura, just the way he talks. I mean, he definitely made his presence known on a handful of times. Especially at the big blowout party. Like, I just came I get there late, right, off the plane, and I just see Maddie just, I'll say this, at that point, like, listen, I get it, Cody, whether you're in or out, like, we want you here, But like Maddie showed, like, listen, man, I could be the only piece of this deal, and y'all still got a big win. And I just seen like the happiness of him being there, and I'm like, all right, I could live with this. Like, yeah, Maddie's gonna do his thing. But I'm looking at the rest of the class, and we had what we thought was going to be a talent show, right? And this is where I think I'll just start. We had some talent problems. And this talent show, on so many levels, is like we didn't have the talent necessary to even pretend it was a talent show. And then the worst part, right? So Maddie goes out there. He does his thing, right? He kind of pacing the group, I'd call it. Like if you running a mile, he could have went harder, right? But he's just trying to pace the group.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The party's here in South Harmon, and I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. There's a minute of it, take the keys to my truck. Hit the truck cause I'm faded. Money on the streets, get money on we made it. It feels so good in my hood.
There was no beginning round. There was just torture. Not just AJ bad. I mean, then we got, I'll put it like this, so far more talented than I think the majority. Like I think when they kind of ranked him up, like we got a real gem there. Like honestly, that's the thing. We keep kind of getting away with these Puka Nacua types, these Brock Purdy types.
I haven't slept in 10 days, so I think that'd be way too fucking long. I can read minds, but I'm illiterate, so it doesn't really matter. I think the issue is that Bigfoot is blurry.
It was a bad night for him, bad showing, right? And he was very eager and adamant, like I'm gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna do it then. Like even if, let's say, Salt, that you were to magically like improve at this point, I have no reason to believe he couldn't. The dude just kept, kind of answering. But even if he magically fixes, we don't have anyone else to make a talent show with. Like there's no talent, man. I'm gonna pass it to Corey. He was really animated to do this, and I told him, I said, look, man, if you want to do this, go ahead, but I just want you to know, don't let these kids have any type of hope or belief like on this fairy tale bullshit you about to sell them. Like nobody's graduated, nobody is going to the next round. I don't care what the credits were. I'm not even presenting it to the board. It's not even close.
The year is 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Our professors, nowhere to be found. Our students, also nowhere to be found. It was said last year that it was a class with no talent. It was a class with little hope. I'm here in front of you today, I think apparently as the leader of South Harmon. Our professors, I don't know where they are. I've conducted these interviews. We've had some strong performances, we've had some weak ones. It might be a top-heavy class, but what I'm here to tell you, contrary to popular belief, these ladies and gentlemen, they've got something. We got singing, we got comedy, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin smashing beers down his fucking face. Oh my God! It's a class of talent. It might be hidden, it might be silent, but it's there. So as 2024 South Harmon Shit Expo, the school and all that resides in it, comes to a close, don't you ever let a motherfucker tell you that we ain't got time.
Go.
AJ, this is your first year at the shit school.
It is.
Your first year at the expo.
Yeah.
If there was one sentence that you could epitomize your experience, what would it be?
Can I answer from myself?
Will you shut the hell up?
That's my energy.
I'll get to you in a fucking minute.
Not bad.
One word.
One sentence.
One
Word or
sentence.
sentence?
I said sentence. Check the fucking footage.
How about once in a lifetime?
Once in a lifetime. Now, that's what they said at WrestleMania 28 with The Rock and John Cena, and then they ran it back the next year. Do you plan on running it back?
Michael, let me in the building.
If Michael lets you in
Michael
the
lets you in the
building. And
building.
would you like to elaborate on why Mike not let you back into the building?
I had a pretty disappointing talent show performance.
Disappointing talent
It was
show.
fuck.
There was a lot of high moments though.
A lot of high moments for sure. You were high a lot of the moments.
Higher moments.
I can't. No. I can't. You know. I can't say I didn't see it, but I will acknowledge that I might have saw it. As the last question, Mr. AJ.
Mr.
All
AJ.
I have to ask you is, what does it mean to you
To be here
to be a
today.
South Harmon shithead?
Today.
It means everything. I wear it like a badge of honor.
Like a badge of honor. Ladies and
Pass.
gentlemen,
Pass.
you heard it here first. He's going to try to make a name for himself in the coming years. He's a prospect that's on the radar. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Stank Pussy.
AJ Stank Pussy, two fingers!
Yeah. State your name and occupation for the camera.
Listen, Mr. Wonderful, okay? Alright? You heard here first the fucking, I'm 12 gold rings, alright? We here, we doing an extra fucking interview. I mean, AJ's dinner, shit is fucking, it's good though.
Alright, before we go too far off on a tangent of I'm
Do you
high
even
in my
have authorization
Second
to do these
off-
exit interviews?
Man,
I
here's-
don't know, let me see your credentials.
you want to see my fucking credentials?
Are you?
Brother, I'll show you my motherfucking credentials. Choke on that fucking food, bitch. Question my shit again. Yeah, sit down and be quiet.
I learned it's all about where we are right now. Why do we even need to bother? Fucking weekend pass? Keep your fucking $95.
Hey.
This is where, I mean, why did you even con me into that? We didn't, listen, wake up, shit house, fall asleep, wake up, shit house, fall asleep, shit house. That's it. Day in, day out.
You know, you can say fuck that pass, but without that pass,
never would have happened.
Okay.
Without.
So I just want to make sure that was
Fair.
understood.
That's fair.
Okay. You know, as
That's
long
kind
as
of what I was actually alluding to was
Okay.
the fact that
That's
other
fair.
than the opportunity to bring a championship back to this school,
praise Jesus.
that's it.
That's
We're on the
it.
same page.
Okay. What would you say if they were trying to come to Canton for a weekend and they were looking for a party?
All right, I'll tell them first off. Listen, it's called work.life.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta
Uh-huh.
sign up, change your life. Okay, change your focus. All right, you know what I'm saying? Life got you down, get you back up. All right. Listen, it's life. It's work.life. Okay. I mean, it's an experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not be able to handle it, might not be the right fit for you, but come through, check it out. Everybody's welcoming and open arms. I mean, we're a family here, right?
We're a family at South Harmon.
We're, you know what? If it's not for you, it's fine.
But
There's a
you're a
shopping
baby
cart.
back bitch.
There's a shopping cart on the second floor with your name on it.
That's right.
Take that
Now,
bitch and go.
You know, from one title holder to a potential other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think? There you go. Do you think? How you doing? That you've put a good enough performance
Yes. I don't even know what he's talking about, but yes.
in to take the valid Victorian
You know what?
title?
I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, I love and respect everybody here, but I'm not even sure if this is a competition. I mean, y'all go back and check the tapes. Go back, check the tapes, check the trades. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we out here fucking just, yeah. I mean, I mean, if it's not, then you gotta call it what it is. This is South Harmon. We say it like it is. So,
well, from one beautiful man to another, I appreciate everything you've had to say, and I hope to see you next year.
Oh, I'm in.
All right.
Monday, right? We kind of had with that first night, like it was a weird and special night. It was kind of crazy, also kind of cool. Mike just comes in, he's all hot, like bothered, right? I'm not happy. I didn't get my rental car. Kind of just on his like, you're gonna have to feel my like just wrath because I'm pissed. I've been traveling all day, didn't go my way. I didn't get my bags. I got to Canton 1 a.m. He's like, Corey, 66 milligram. Like, I know what it does to me, but you're going to take this. The real messed up ones like AJ, AJ, listen, that's my little protege. God bless him. But like, we got our work cut out for him. But he just, hey, look, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour later, where is the kid? You kind of got that little, like that ghost feeling, like something just moved and happened eerily. Well, turns out that we find almost like the underworld was just a slight difference, but those two connected. Sleeping Cody, our boy AJ, they just happen to be off by like 6 to 8 feet, but the where they lied on the ground, the only thing different was exactly the placement and the carnitas that was just lacking that he couldn't grab yet from T-Rock. So like you kind of think about that, you're like, damn, like okay, maybe we will have a way to chase this crazy year from last year. That's the first night, mind you. We don't have Rip, so that's a whole nother can of worms. Like we know we can't replace Rip, and if you think you can, I challenge you to really see and feel what took place with that like quarterback hoarding mentality in the shirt. He made his presence known. I'll just say this though, on Monday, like kind of all the cool things though that really took place, kind of like pivoting here and switching into like South Harmon. Some of the stuff that really went down in this week and what makes South Harmon South Harmon. That question is all like, what is South Harmon? What makes South Harmon? What makes shit? When you talk about what it is, it's hard to quantify. It's not something that you can just easily, tangibly say this is what it is. But I think this trip for me, again, solidified just some of the things that they continue to happen and in just enough numbers to where it's not coincidence. Like these things don't just happen year in and year out, where people collectively kind of come together and form like really good friendships. It kind of shows to me anyway, like why I think South Harmon's so special is like there's a lot of people that actually want to become friends and do things as a group, and that power just is, it's weird how many people end up coming to this event not knowing what to expect, like for a week or 5 days, whatever it may be. Like they having a blast, and they're at a certain point, like go from talking fantasy football, trying to break the ice, to like they're just out here in the party, in the mix.
What is that?
In the movie, like the movie's title is accepted, and I think in general this trip for me and Salt Monday night, right? He comes in.
When I first pulled up to South Harmon, to say the least, I was extremely nervous. We're all there for our love of fantasy football. The first night I spent bullshitting about leagues, talking about insane trades that you've seen go down, figuring out who's into Dynasty, redraft, or whatever weird leagues you might be in. It did not take long until you feel like you're with a group of people you've known your whole life. When I found out I was gay, I thought I couldn't be into things like sports or fantasy football, but I refound my love for the game in about 2020, but I was still extremely weary about getting too active in the community. It wasn't until I found groups like South Harmon that I fully felt comfortable. These guys might seem like assholes sometimes, but they're some of the most loving and accepting people in the fantasy community. By the third night, you almost forget that you're there because of fantasy. It just feels like you're hanging out with some lifelong friends. By the end, you wonder where the week went, still reminiscing about the first time you pulled in, not knowing what you'd get yourself into. South Harmon, to me, is way more than a group of fantasy football nerds. It's a place where people from all walks of life are not only accepted, but fully embraced. When I look back on my week at South Harmon, I'm not going to remember how nervous I was pulling into the parking lot the first day. I'm not going to think about how scary it felt to go in front of everyone for the rookie talent show. I'm going to remember the immediate sense of belonging. I'm going to remember the first time meeting some of these awesome people that now feel like family. And I'm going to remember, of course, T-Rock's cooking. Just want to say thank you, Adam and Mike, for welcoming me into your space. And I'm never going to forget my awesome week at South Harmon.
Corey gets there. We're all four kind of kicking it. Corey wants to play golf. Get this tea time started. I'm like, all right, we'll get it going. At this point, like after, Salt has shared like that, he feels at times he hasn't felt included. He hasn't felt like all the way included in certain circles in the fantasy game or in football in general. And we kind of go through like, look, man, that doesn't matter here. Like you are accepted as you are here at South Harmon. Said like, he's like, look, I got to work tomorrow, but I'm thinking like, I just want to go play with these guys. I like golf too. So hits up his boss, can I have tomorrow off Monday on short notice, but I will trade you a far worse day and Saturday. Boss kind of like, look, you're not getting out of coming to work tomorrow. You can do that, but you got to work 2 Saturdays. And we're talking about like a lopsided trade. Here we're talking, he's like, all right, you know what though? Like it's a bad trade, but it's going to help my team be closer to winning because I'm going to be on the South Harmon team and I want to hang out with these guys and I want to continue doing what we're doing. So he literally makes that bad trade. He's locked in. AJ admits he's not a good golfer. He kept telling me, I'm like, you don't need to keep telling me. I see you swing every single time, bro. Pick that ball up. But he wanted to put the drip on and show us the pants when it's humid as hell outside. All that to say, like, we basically, not knowing each other at all, had a great time drinking, kicking it. That was a cool experience and something that just, I think, really highlights South Harmon and what we do. And I think you just kind of kept seeing things like that where now Salt and Mr. Wonderful, and let's call it what it is. Salt carried Mr. Wonderful in this tournament. They win the beer pong tournament on Saturday at Canton, the Hall of Fame Stadium. Our energy as a whole, everybody just kind of felt South Harmon, the amount of people that we carried on that roster that everybody's kind of used to playing 5, 4, 3, 6 maybe at most. And they're all people that are working for the company in some capacity, that are going and traveling with them. We got everybody that does any piece of content for us, but then we have all the newcomers. They rock with the brand and you can come kick it and be a part of the squad, as well as all the people that have done that in the past and are just now going to never leave. And I think about Corey, right? Corey Schumer, like let's fast forward a year prior. Like he wanted to come back. He wanted to come to kick it with us. And he was always at Savage Semester, a guy that was active in the community. And at the time, circumstances for me different. I'm working. I'm like, look, man, I feel bad. I could tell you really want to get after it. I'll tell you what, don't keep this on the low, but find a way to get up here. I'll make sure your room and board is paid for because I know you're going to love this. I know you're going to want to be here. Enjoyed it. I don't know how much the free had to do with it. I know how much we had to do with it. South Harmon had to do with it. He loved this thing so much. He was itching to get back from the day that we left. And I think a lot of people still currently are. But the cool thing is sometimes those things that people kind of view as like their hands out, like, why are you doing that? Why would you do that for somebody? Well, 1, because like I rock with him, that's my dog. 2, clearly showing the effort that he wants to be a part of it. But then 3, see some of those things I think of South Harmon with the way that we kind of build and like core group things together. Now all of a sudden Corey, like he's like, look, man, you put up for me and that was such a dope experience. I want to, now that I'm graduated, someone out that can't make it and can't pay, I want to pay their way on top of my way. So now, look, we're back to even and we got a new shithead there. And that I think as a whole, those type of things, like we could bust balls, like we could talk shit. That's what we do. And honestly, like the vibes aren't always perfect. We're all human. I have yet to see anybody that's on this collective that doesn't truly, regardless of, whatever the hell their vibes are, it doesn't matter. When you come through the door, you're welcome with open arms and you are a shithead from that point on. When we left this time, everybody's so looking forward to next year already. Nobody's, I don't think, outside of extenuating circumstances, not coming back. But the amount of people I think that will continue to come and grow the brand and the feels here, like I don't even have a doubt anymore. And I'm just going to say this, like I know everybody's so motivated to make sure already that 2025 is that much better and we continue to improve the time and the way that people are involved and all that. I'll just say this, like, fuck the bullshit. We got strength in numbers. I mean, I don't even know how strong all of them are, but moving into 2025, it's going to be very clear. Like we're here to make a little more of a statement and not just the feeling of like South Harmon's really cool. Like come check us out. Come check out the school. Anybody that wants to come, you're welcome to come through. Like we're going to have a couple events kind of pre-planned ahead of time. And it's kind of going to be more of a like you either with us or you against us, right? And I would really hate to be on the other side or on the wrong side in 2025.
Pick one, pick one, pick one, pick one. You either gon' live fast or you gon' die slow. Pick one, pick one, pick one, pick one. Hey, they wrote me off, I ain't write them back. Nah. Follow me, but don't double tap. I ain't liking that. You subscribe, I monetize. Now who's striking that? Wanna see the contract? Who got the rights to that? This my story. I spent my whole life on that. Motivation. Yeah, I give it, and I know they hate. I'm over my rating. They told me that I'm overrated. I pay my dues. I even overpaid it. Told my kids I might not never get my flowers, but just know I need it. Times up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the armor. I don't believe in bad luck, but then it's karma. It is. What comes around goes around. Bring the drama. No snakes. I cut my grass like a farmer. Memory. Boy, I'm gonna make sure they remember me. Fuck the past. I'm the present. I'm making history. Legendary. This is exactly what this giving me. Too much energy, mama. Look what they done did to me. Damn. Huh? They wrote me off. I ain't write them back. They wrote me off. I ain't write them back. I know they ain't liking that.
Anyone can do that.